Here it is. We go again. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to Mo. Here it is. We go again. Here I am again. You know I'm always here again. So here I am again. The two sessions that we usually do every day. The first obligation of today being fulfilled. So if you feel obliged, join me and let's see what we're making on. What we are making of the latest developments within the Nigerian political paradigm. One man went to Mo. The eagle has landed. We start with the national anthem today, but not the national anthem of you, young and funky. It's the national anthem of us of a certain vintage. So us of a certain vintage, the national anthem as we know it.
To the Nigerian national anthem, Mr. Albert Congo raises the flag of the new nation.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hang on to our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed. And so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
And there it is. You heard it right there. Nigeria, we hail thee, and we hail thee in thee, indeed. So Nigeria, we hail thee. As guys, I bring you this. Peter Obis presidential candidacy threatened as a one for emerges Labour Party's factional candidate. So a lot of you that have been following both the Peter Obi narrative and especially this platform, you know that there's somewhat a disquiet within the Labour Party that Peter Obi has gone to, the party that Peter Obi has gone to park his ambition. So there's somewhat disquiet, in fact, a full-blown war within the Labour Party. So there are two factions now of the Labour Party. The faction that has hoisted Peter Obi's hand up as their presidential candidate, and another faction that is claiming that it is the authentic faction, the original Labour Party. So this matter is in court and pronouncements are still ongoing. So it is that faction, the other faction other than the Peter Obi faction, that is now appointing its presidential candidate. Peter Obi's presidential candidacy threatened as Ezenwa 4 emerges Labour Party's factional candidate. So there it is right there. Peter Obi's name might not even necessarily be on that ballot for all of the, pardon me, Peter Obi's name might not necessarily be on that ballot for all of the PVCs that the Eastern youths have been picking up in recent times. So another name that certainly will not be on the ballot now, and this somewhat comes as a surprise. Root TV's founder, Dumebi Kachukwu, defeats MOGHALU to emerge as ADC presidential candidate. So I paused to read the name of the person that is the flag bearer of the ADC out, only because it is a name that is not familiar to me. But the name MOGHALU, of course, rolls off the tongue easily. because it is a name that Nigerians have been conjuring with for decades and decades. So a star name has been defeated by an unknown name within the ADC party. So what is the ambition of that party, you ask then? And what is the political fortune of MOGHALU now, who has pretty much gone through all of the satellite parties outside of the APC and the PDP? MOGHALU has pretty much been to every party in Nigeria, YPP, XYZ, and ABC and ADC. All of them, he has been there and is now become a figure somewhat of derision for this to happen. Roots TV founder Dumebi Kachiku defeats MOGHALU to emerge as ADC presidential candidate. So how hard the mighty falling is only what you have to say to that. Northern governors had picked Tinubu before APC presidential primary. I am surprised Osinbajo did not step down for him. House of Representatives Majority Leader DOGUWA. So there it is right there. I think the biggest surprise, when we say that Peter Obi had a rush of blood to the head and a brain fade for leaving the PDP party to go to this satellite party that is even enmeshed in internal fighting. So his name might not even be on any ballot, and the whole thing then becomes a categorical embarrassment. So that was a brain fade for Peter Obi. The brain fade for Yemi Osinbajo was that moment in time when he made an individualistic call, because I think he would have been prepped to step down for Tinubu, but all the chanting from the rented crowd that said, don't step down, don't step down, I think that rushed to his head and it made a momentary lapse in judgment that is now going to rule for this rest of his life. Because if he had stepped down for Tinubu, the narrative would have been he would have defeated Tinubu. Oh, he has pandered to this and that. He's the people that... So he could have still maintained this mystique had he stepped down for Tinubu, but he has now been totally and categorically demythified because of the results that he got. Not only a round beating and a sound beating and a savaging by Tinubu, he was even given a beat down by Rotimi Amechi. All of that would not be the case. That would not be something I am able to say in this moment. Had he stepped down as they have been prepped to step down, because they had already indicated, and all of the indication was that that ticket was assigned to Tinubu. So a rush of blood to the head, which he will rue for probably the rest of his life. Northern governors had picked Tinubu before APC presidential primary. I am surprised Osinbajo did not step down for him. House of Representatives Leader DOGUWA. So there it is right there. So quite how that played out, we'll find out shortly. So in the spirit of sportsmanship, when somebody puts up an impressive game, all you have to do is do a little bow and acknowledge that moment in time. A little bow and an acknowledgement of that moment in time. Buhari pledges full support for Tinubu. So there it is right there. Hard fought, hard won, and a determined effort. So there is no other thing but for the Mallam form Daura to yield to the game that has been played by Tinubu. Dollar for dollar, politics for politics, might for might, will for will. He had his way, and the Mallam had to acknowledge that. Buhari pledges full support for Tinubu. I don't think he really had any other choice but to do that. A major upset as Kachiku beats Kingsley Moghalu to ADC presidential ticket. So that somewhat repeats what was already read out as a headline. So one of those will be picked. So that's the menu. So lean back, kick back, take it easy, relax into it. The usual protocols, please observe. Click on the like button. We are pushing aggressively that like button. So if you have no reason not to click on it, then just click on it as a matter of supporting. Even if you have to get off your seat or discomfort yourself for a millisecond to click on that like button, do that. And click on the subscribe button whilst you are clicking on the like if you are not already subscribed. And if you want to come and join me in conversation around any of these talking points that I've highlighted, click on the hyperlink that says StreamYard. That brings you into a studio space. And as soon as I finish reading out the body of the talking points, I'll let you onto the screen and engage in a conversation around the talking point. It's an open microphone session, and the open microphone is the hyperlink that says StreamYard. So that is the process. That is how it works here. This is something that we've innovated onto the YouTube space, but of course, it's being copiously repeated everywhere else. They say imitation is the highest form of flattery. One man went to mow, the eagle has landed.
Only water, where they see ma. Hapa o naido. Hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù yé o. Ilé sọ́dí kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ré o. Obi master kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ré o. Chief Wẹ́lá tí kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù ré o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù dé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù dòde ojàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Odúyẹ̀lá ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosonana ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosodunke ẹyẹ rẹ̀ ó dilé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run méjìkọ. Ikú kò ní ríwà gbéṣe o.
And there it is right there. Ikuku Niriwa Gweshe, may death have nothing to do with us. Is a prayer more potent than that? I ask. Is there prayers more potent than that? Ikuku Niriwa Gweshe, as guys, I bring you this. Peter Obis presidential candidacy threatened as Ezenwa 4 emerges Labour Party's factional candidate. Jude Ezenwa 4, a former senior special assistant to the immediate past governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano, and former chairman of the state chapter of the Labour Party, was on Wednesday declared the presidential candidate of a faction of the party for the 2023 general elections. Ezenwafo was declared unopposed at the party's factional primary election held in Abuja, which was attended by the acting factional national chairman, Callistus Okafor, and other members of the faction. The former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi was earlier declared the presidential candidate of another faction of the party, led by Julius Abure, last week. Obi had recently dumped the People's Democratic Party PDP for the Labour Party. The news agency of Nigeria, NAN, reports that Ezenwafo, who also served under Obi for 4 months, in his acceptance speech, said, "I am on a rescue mission to free Nigeria from social, economic, and political crises currently bedeviling it. Nigeria needs to be rescued, and Labour is leading a revolutionary course. Labour Party will win the general election. Our party is going to take over Nigeria and bring back the glory days of Nigeria. I have been in the corridors of government for the past 20 years. We are here on a rescue mission." Ezenwafo said he had learned from 2 former governors in Anambra State. Speaking on Peter Obi's emergence as the presidential candidate of a faction of the party, Okafor noted that he was not against the former governor. He described the doors of his faction of the party as always open. I am fighting for what is my right. I am not fighting my brother. Those who think I am being used should have a rethink. So there it is right there. The language is somewhat conciliatory and the tonality somewhat inviting. So is this guy essentially asking for a payout or a payoff to step down? So this might well be a money move, but we'll see how this plays out. So it might well be a money move wanting to be paid off or bought off. But this is certainly not a money move. This you can look at it from however many angles you choose to. But the word disgrace and embarrassment are not too far from thoughts. Roots TV founder Damobi Kachiku defeats Moghalu to emerge as ADC presidential candidate. So there it is right there, the full circle and now flat on his face. Former Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Professor Kingsley Moghalu, has lost his bid to win the presidential ticket of the African Democratic Party, ADC. Moghalu lost the presidential primaries of the party in Abeokuta, Ogun State on Wednesday to the founder of Roots Television Nigeria, Dumebi Kachiku. The former CBN deputy governor was the presidential candidate of the Young Progressive Party, YPP, in the 2019 election. Kachiku had 997 votes. Moghalu had 589 votes, whilst another aspirant, Chukwuka Monye, came third with 339 votes, correspondence report. In his speech, Monye thanked Moghalu and other credible, so that should be Kachuku, no, it wouldn't be Monye that gave the speech, so this might well be a miss type, but I'll read it as it's written. In his speech, Monye thanked Moghalu and other credible aspirants for a spirited fight, even though we didn't make it. Oh, okay, that's a concession speech. So in his speech, Monye thanked Moghalu and other credible aspirants for a spirited fight, even though we did not make it. Mr. Kachiku is the younger brother of former Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Ibe Kichiku. Moghalu had promised to protect Nigeria if elected president in 2023. I will have the political will to secure our country. This means putting our security above all else. No security, no country. Political will is the willingness and ability to take tough decisions to secure Nigeria, he had said. So there it is right there. And that pretty much ends probably almost certainly the political careers of Moghalu. Because as I said, he has traversed virtually every satellite party within the Nigerian political space and to varying degree of success. But for a party now called African Democratic Party to have the temerity to step into one side, I think then that would be one slap too many. So the obituary then of Moghalu's political career, that is what we just read. Northern governors had picked Tinubu before APC presidential primary. I am surprised Oshibanjo did not step down for him. House of Representatives Majority Leader DOGUWA. The majority leader of the Nigerian House of Representatives, Al-Hassan Ado Doguwa, has said the emergence of Bola Tinubu as the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress APC did not come as a surprise to them. The majority leader, in an interview with Channels Television on Wednesday, monitored by correspondents, said Tinubu is the Buhari of southern Nigeria because of his unprecedented popularity and connections in the country. He said, the emergence of Bola Tinubu to us today as the presidential flag bearer of our great party did not come to us as a surprise because this is someone we have kept telling people that he invested too much in the political space of this country. He said Tinubu has the network and the connection of people and has what it takes to deliver. To me, and a great number of people from Kano and indeed the northwest of Nigeria, we never found this a new development. We expected much of that, he said. The emergence of Bola Tinubu as a presidential flag bearer, to me, is a sorry, let me see. All right. I'm on this Telegram group that is always pinging my phone, and it irritates me because I think it might well be an important message, but it's some Telegram group just talking nonsense. I might well come up, remove myself from that group just after this session. The emergence of Bola Tinubu as the presidential flag bearer, to me, is scientific because two major factors that you can't take away from our political space today is the fact that you have two Muhammad Buhari in the nation, the Buhari of the north and the Buhari of the southern part of Nigeria, in terms of their unprecedented popularity, connection, and in terms of having what it takes to even deliver. So to me, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the Buhari of the south, and we have our own Buhari in the north. And when you have the Buhari of the south and north in the same page, on the same page, that means success all over. I want to believe that his emergence to many Nigerians was not only a surprise, but is the least that we expected. We expected from the outcome of the election, we expected that our delegates will be reasonable enough to pay back to this person whose dues he has paid extraordinarily. So you have to remember who this guy is. So this is pretty much how he talks. I think he's the one that came with his retinue of wives and children to the floor the other day. So it's one of those type of characters. So this is what he is saying, and this is how it's reading. This is how he speaks. We are all proud of the emergence of this gentleman to run for our party because he's one person, take it or not. He's the only candidate in the Federal Republic of Nigeria that is able to deliver his zone block votes intact. Remember when Buhari came to run under the APC arrangement, he was also having the advantage of delivering his own zone. DOGUWA expressed hope that Tinubu will have more than 8 to 10 million votes from the Southwest alone, and the Northwest is there for him. He, however, said he was surprised that Vice President Yemi Osinbajo did not step down for Tinubu at the party's national convention, as it was clear that the northern governors were behind Tinubu. I am surprised that the VP did not step down. I thought so because I have seen how our governors from the northern part of the country agreed. Everybody knew even before the election, it was not only an agreement to allow the South to come up with a presidential flag bearer, it was beyond that. The governors of the northern part of the country did not only agree to concede power to the South, but also galvanized their support and solidarity behind Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It was not a secret. So I thought the VP, Osinbajo, would have stepped down, being someone that so I thought the VP Osinbajo would have stepped down, being someone that is a king's man. So that is what he intended to say. So I'll read it like that. DOGUWA knocked the emergence of former Kano State Governor Rabiu Akanso as the presidential candidate of the new Nigerian political party NNPP, describing him as a serial loser who only joined the NNPP to actualize his selfish interest. He said, "We have a vibrant, strong, and energetic horse to ride on this race, whilst other party has only one horse to ride. The PDP has only one horse to ride. The NNPP is not an issue. It is a mushroom political party. The flag bearer doesn't matter. Politics is about practical reality." This person, Akanso, who was the leader of the party in Kano State at a time when he was a member of the national political party, that was PDP, that has all it takes to be called a national party. It had all the tenets of what you call political party network. And at the end, he could not deliver his immediate state constituency. He said Kwakwanso also lost his senatorial seat after losing the election in his local government area. So let me have a sip of water. I'm starting to flag a little bit. He said Kwakwanso also lost his senatorial seat after losing the election in his local government area. Kwakwanso is only into a new political party to actualize his selfish interest, a self-serving interest, which in the end will lose out and will continue to be a loser. Selfish in the sense that when somebody wants to aspire for something, aspiration is one thing, and to be able to actualize that aspiration is another thing. I think Kwakwanso is only out to put on record that I have run the presidential election of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and at the end, he will still lose, the DOGUWA said. So very much everything to agree, a serial loser, Kwakwanso, of course, and he just wanted to assuage and massage his ego. So he's going to park his ego in a tiny little party for exactly the reason that the rep member has adduced. Is that my phone again going off? So for exactly the reason that the rep member has adduced, so that for the future he can then go under that appellation. You know how they like to give appellations to Nigerians, or former presidential candidates, former grass cutter in XYZ. So they like to give appellations. So he would then have that appellation, and he'll have a story to tell at dinner parties about how he once ran to be Nigeria's president. So that's really all he's buying, Kwakwanso. So now the last readout. Buhari pledges full support for Tinubu. President Muhammad Buhari yesterday pledged his full and unwavering support for former Lagos State Governor Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress APC. President Buhari, who congratulated Tinubu for securing victory at the special presidential convention / primary, stressed the need for all members and leaders of the party to leave behind the hostilities that came with the primaries and unite for victory. In a statement last night by his senior special assistant on media and publicity, Mallam Buhari, the president noted that by working together as united, the president noted that by working together as a united team behind the flag bearer, APC will be able to stabilize to provide the platform on which progressives could deliver desired goods for Nigerians. The statement reads, having emerged victorious, he has our full and unwavering support. Now our party must unite behind our candidate to achieve victory in the 2023 elections so that our party will continue to secure our communities, grow our economy, and continue to fight against corruption. During the primaries, there were factions and disagreements amongst contestants, and now that the process has ended, we must build a united front in our party. We can get on with the job to unite. The movement we created in 2013 is being individuals are together. The movement we created in 2013 is beyond individuals, that should say. The movement we created in 2013 is beyond individuals. Together, we made history by becoming the first party in our country's history to unseat a party in power and propel our candidate into the presidency through a peaceful democratic transfer of power. We strongly believe that Bola Ahmed Tinubu will safeguard and improve on this democratic achievement and legacy. He is the right candidate for Nigeria's aspiration because he is the APC's candidate And under the continued stewardship of our party, Nigeria can achieve greatness and fulfill its destiny in Africa and the world. The high point of this extraordinary convention of our party was the energy of the presidential aspirants, and it is from amongst them that we have chosen the most popular leader. I recognize and commend the enthusiasm and self-confidence amongst our party men and women. I also thank the delegates for making the right decision, leading to the emergence of our candidate, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. So that is Buhari then just surrendering the space and asking them to essentially rally behind the Jagaban of GBT. We are doomed. We are doomed. Rational mind, are we not doomed? Ajanle Koko, are we doomed? And Obodo, surely we are doomed. So are you sleeping? Look at this man. What are you doing, man?
I just come back from work.
You just come back from work. Where are you based?
I'm based in Italy.
Italy, okay, okay, yeah. Good to have you. So let me start with you then, since you are somewhat relaxed. Maybe we'll jar you up a bit with the goings on in Nigeria. So then the space then, Kingsley Moghalu loses the ticket for the ADC. What are you making of that to some obscure unknown name? Is this the end then of Kingsley Moghalu as a serious political player?
Yeah, I saw it. Moghalu was second. Moye was third. Now Moye has decided to join support Peter Obi. Yeah. And,
so he's leaving. Is he leaving his party to go to Labour?
I think you know the Nigerian politics. You know quite well that a lot of people who are PDP before in Igbo land, they will support Obi. You know that.
Well, yeah, I'm seeing them all crossing to Labour Party.
Yes, a lot of them now. Even if I think you've heard about the Abba side, you know, in Abia, a lot of them there, some other places. The fact is that this time around, we cannot just what I heard you said about this 10 million vote, this, that for, you know, Tinubu in the West. You see, now, if you look what is going on, I don't know whether you have heard about this information of this voters registration.
Yes, there's a real mass registration, especially amongst the youth, especially in the Southeast.
In the Southeast, even in Lagos, even I saw one now in Festac. You know, I think you know Festac area, the Amowo Dofi local government. You know, they are saying the machine is not working. Machine is not working, and a lot of people everywhere. A lot of people. I don't know. You know, Nigerian narrative. Sometimes you don't know. Look, I do know the OB you are talking about. Do you know that his campaign already started? I don't know if I've seen something in clubs in Nigeria. People, the youths, I've started promoting him in various clubs. Then about all this, the labor, something he said before about the other, you know, those ones are refracts.
Yeah, well, Peter, this name might not even be on the ballot because there are two factions of the Labour Party, and Labour Party has two presidential candidates, Peter Obi being one, and now this new guy now, also from the Southeast, by the way, let me just make sure, because it's not anybody that is known to me, Jude Ezinwafo, or hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. So he also a candidate of the Labour Party. Labour Party can only have one presidential candidate, so it's a flip of a coin now. Is it Peter or Jude? So Peter Obi might not even be there for all of the force and the brouhaha.
Well, I show you Peter Obi will skate through because all those people are what we call catastrophe. I will call them a stretch. That is a ordinary, you know, people that have.
Well, the matter is in court. The matter is in court.
I know. But if you look at this nomination or their own primary, you see, they have people you can recognize more than all those people who sell, who are on the market, you know, people who just want to get some money. They're only trying to get some money. You know, Nigerian something now. You know, they're only trying to see if there's a way to get some millions, you know, just like that. You know, That's what they do, to nothing else. They will not win anywhere. Peter Obi is there, and
so you're confident Peter Obi will be on the ballot come 2023?
Oh, one man, I'm 100% sure. Everybody know that now. But what I want
you say you're confident, but we've seen them do this before. Sorry, Obodo, but we've seen them do this before. Remember, it's the same set play that we saw with Omoyele Sowore and Leonard Ezenwa, when they used Leonard Ezenwa to wrestle his party from him and frustrate his political ambition. So this guy now might be an agent of shadowy hands that they don't want Peter Obi on that ballot, and they want to disqualify him even before the race.
One man, you know quite well. You are very intelligent. You know that it can never happen. They're only just playing. They need some money. They need some, talk on the ear or something. Those people I've told you, those people, they have nothing, to talk about labor. They cannot. They only need one or two talks. You see very soon everything will go back. But what I want to tell you is that with court, Nigerian court, with the court. So this, Nigerian court. You and I live here. We live in a Western world. We know what their court is. They already lost.
But especially within the Nigerian system, the danger really potent because the Nigerian legal system is justice for sale, and if people with deep pockets don't want Peter Obi on that ballot, they could get him off that ticket just up to the election point, and then give him the victory after the election had already taken place. And by that move, they'll just sideswipe him and park him to one side.
Well, you might be somehow. The system of this electoral system in Nigeria, relating to courts, are different from what we see here. We see in this country, because in this country, like somebody like will be the party will take him because they do what they call proportional. The person that will get vote for them, because this in Nigeria system is they vote, individual represent a party in one particular ward, one particular constituency, or many of them, one person must win. But here, they judge on the number of votes a party, because Peter Obi is somebody
sorry, Obodo. This goes against everything that I've been saying all the way through, but people are asking me to ask you to switch off your camera just because you are in a relaxed mood. So you can. I've been saying everybody should have their cameras on, but I don't want you to, because you said
you said it before,
Yeah, I want everybody to have their cameras on, but you are somewhat relaxed. I'm fair enough after a day at work, but
okay.
So I wait for you to do that. You did it and then you've done it back. So just switch the camera off and then yeah, that's better. So back to you. All right, back to you.
So this system we have in Nigeria that's why we have problems, because assuming you have the system it will operate because of the multi-tribal, ethnic and all this we have in Nigeria. It would have been better in a situation whereby one man cannot, get that power, just like as Buhari or a president of Nigeria, like in parties, for example, if I do be here, Obi is a figure because he will get you get votes and he will get members in the parliament. We get members because you get member, but in Nigeria system, even Obi get 6 million, even 10 million, he will not get it. He will not even a senator or a parliamentary. He will just contest and just go like that. All the 10 million votes, since he did not win, just go like that. But here in Italy, it's not like that.
All right, but there's a good chance. It's not Italy, it's Nigeria, and it's a different set of rules, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm telling you, the system there might not permit any of them, even Atiku, what they call Tinubu, and it could be a kind of rerun election there, because Conquest is also going to destroy some areas in the north, Jegawa, Kano, and some area. Obi too will get so many. Even Obi will get a lot of votes in Lagos State. You know that? Obi might get up to 25% in Lagos State and some areas. So this time around, we don't have to always we don't have to focus saying Tinubu has won or I took no. It's going to be. It's not easy this time.
This election this time is going to be probably the closest yet that we may get to the will of the people. One because of the new electoral bill that seeks to cover a lot of the rigging loopholes. So there's that element, and then there's also Peter Obi who has come into play, providing a different paradigm. And then there's the old guards that people want out of the place, Tinubu, Atiku, etc. And then there is Kwakwanso playing sectional politics in the north. So a lot in the mix for 2023.
Sure. 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 They're going to be a rerun. You remember 1979, NPN, UPN, NPP. If you watch, NPP did not win like that. Even UPN and NPP. So what they did, they have to go into agreement with the NPP. I think you remember.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Where they produce, the vice and all this, and so many of them that time they start ruling. As even NPP with UPN even join, I think they would have also the same thing. But this time around, it's going to be very difficult. I have to assure you, I want to tell you something, and I wanted to mark it. Obi will get more than 25% in Lagos State. Obi will get Port Harcourt. It will be a war because Port Harcourt almost 60% of Port Harcourt are Igbos. Not apart from the Igbos, the other ones, the Igbos you call it, the other Igbo from the east, that even they constitute the majority in Rivers State, and are going to vote for Obi. So you go to Kano, Obi is going to get much vote in Kano, in Kaduna, and so many places, even in Benue, even in Benue place where they have even the Ziza people from other part of Igbo also that live there. They're part of them. Many places, Obi will get a lot of votes. Even in Kogi, a lot of Christians are going to vote for Obi in the north, and especially I will implore cautious optimism with the Peter Obi narrative. Cautious optimism, because I'm hearing in the tone, not your tone, but in the tone of the Peter Obi phenomenon, a lot of excitement and people getting somewhat carried away, and a lot of their permutations. A lot of it is it's not solid enough to be that confident, because there's a lot of ifs and buts and maybes, and a lot of unknown quantities within the Obi dynamic as well. So optimism, yes, but with caution. Don't set yourself up for a fall, because I can see a fall, because the Peter Obi space is somewhat flaky. All those are student boys and hip hop nightclub people. All these, fine boy. If you are relying on fine boy type of people to be man.
Yeah.
One man. Let me just tell you something. My daughter, I have a daughter in Nigeria.
Yes.
She lives in Lagos.
Yeah.
She would have been out from the university because of this problem. She's 20 years. She has
how old?
20. She's 20.
So people like that, they are more busy enjoying life now.
I want to tell you now that my daughter they have just collected a
PVC.
Now, she told me, Daddy, thousands of students. Okay, you know quite well that if we talk about education, the Easterners, the Igbos, they have, I will not say the highest, perhaps the highest number of students.
Are you sure about that? I don't think so.
Yes, education is in the industry there, which very. They have
everywhere as well in Yoruba land too. The only people that are not educated are the northerners.
No, Imo State is number one, which everywhere. It's number one.
Okay, all right, carry on.
I'm not saying that before. The story. Lagos, Yoruba land. Where Ogun State.
I thought Ekiti were the educated people.
When we talk of education, we know that.
All right, carry on. Go on
today, it's not like that again. What I'm trying to tell you now, the students everywhere, if you go to Enugu now, in many places, youths in mass, they're registering for Obi. Not only, even Yorubas in Lagos, even a lot of them, even in Lekki, if you go to Lekki, a lot of them, even youths, even mothers from even who said Obi was the only person that, one man, I like you, I would like you because you use your intelligence and campaign for that man.
No,
Obi,
I am for Obi, by the way. I don't mind. In fact, I would like Obi to be the president, because if Obi is the president, then that is the end of the rotten, old, corrupt sort of paradigm, and then it's a new start. It's a quantum leap. It's a quantum leap, paradigm shift. So I want Nigeria needs. We don't need to go slowly. We need a big leap out of where we were to where we want to be. And if Obi becomes the president, then that's that big leap from where we are to where we want to be. So I want Obi to be president, but Obi is not going to be president. You know, if he can get 1 million votes, then it's done well.
It's gonna be hard, eh?
you know the way they are now. And a good example is what Tinubu did in APC just now, when everybody did not want him, but he wanted himself, and he forced himself on the space. These people are not going to let it go easily, as we saw with Tinubu now. They have the money, they have the connection, and they are.
But one man, we know that is why people are supporting Obi. Because, but one man, how do you like APC?
I cannot be a APC, but I want a Yoruba man to be president, or at least feeling that a southerner. So
do you know that we were I was praying for OSINBAJO, praying for OSINBAJO to win, to beat Tinubu. In fact, even when somebody stepped down for him, I was very happy, you know. But because I don't hate Tinubu. I used to know too in personal. I stayed in Lagos for years. You know how old I am? Even Jokanda took pictures with Jokanda when I was at Tinker Island Port, when I was on operation site. You know, the point is that we can't continue after living here. See how they are civilized, how they practice their democracy, how they go. Then how old? I'm 60 years and above. I don't know how old. Tell me why we continue to, to support because he's from Igbo, he's from look, Rogers Okorocha, I think
are you not supporting Peter Obi because he's Igbo?
No.
Come on now. Yeah, you can say that now. We know now. Come on.
No, Peter Obi is from Anambra.
Yes.
Not from Imo State. I think you know that.
Yes, you are from Imo State. What's the difference?
I'm from Imo State. You know how we are Republicans. We don't vote like that.
Republicans. Look at this.
No, yes. Okay, for example, you have Oba. Oba could be your God.
Yeah, you have Igwe now, you have Obi.
But Igwe, we can question Igwe. We don't look, we have respect for him, but the extent, we Igbos, look, the extent, whether you are
does he live in a palace, the Igwe?
They have their palace now, they live. But
does he wear a crown? Does he wear a crown? Does he wear a crown, the Igwe?
Yes, he wear all those things, but
then it's a king. Then it's a king. It's an Oba now. So don't worry about the Republican.
I'm a chief. I was given a chief title, Chief Uganda, in my community. But the Eze himself knows me. I don't agree with him because whenever he's going astray, I just call him and look. I thought we used to quarrel.
Yes, now you are as a chief, you have to advise the Oba now. So there's nothing wrong
with
that.
I like transparent, something to be transparent. We live here for many years. We have seen if you go to vote, you see nothing like police. One policeman just go there and vote. No talks, nothing. You just come back to your house. Right. But look what will happen in Nigeria. How do you continue supporting because you're a Yoruba man? Then because it's an Hausa man. Yeah, because I need.
All right. So you object. Just to round it off, Obodo. So you object to that tribal ethnic politics. You think we should move away from that. But you an Igbo man from Imo State, you place all your support with Peter Obi, and Igbo man from Anambra State. but you object to ethnic politics.
I am sorry, my brother. I am supporting.
You don't. Do you not see the inherent hypocrisy in that? You support your own because of clan and ethnicity.
My brother, I love your courage for supporting whoever. But if you look very well, Tinubu, I've been in Lagos more than you. I was born in Lagos. I was born in Ikeja in Lagos. I was born in Lagos. I've been in Lagos for years.
So why not supporting a Lagosian then if you're a Lagosian?
Look, I am supporting the governor candidate.
You know, you are indigenous to where you are born.
Yes.
So you are actually a Lagos man, not an Imo man. So why are you not supporting your hometown?
No, I cannot support Tinubu because Tinubu is a cheater.
Is a cheater?
Yes, it's not correct. It's not such. We don't need such a man to rule a country like Nigeria.
A serial winner, an achiever. You don't need a serial winner and an achiever to rule Nigeria.
Achiever. Look at Lagos, my brother. Look at Lagos now.
Yeah, look at Lagos. Which state in Nigeria is? Which state in Nigeria is half as good?
How many years? Look at Lagos.
Lagos is better than Abuja, where all of the money is spent. Yeah,
what are you talking? Do you talk? Look at Lagos. Are you talking of Lekki or only Lekki? Look at Lagos. Look at Oshodi. Look at Ijesha. Look at many places in Lagos.
Do you not have ghetto? Do you not have ghettos where you are, wherever it is?
Lagos is just like a ghetto, eh?
Lagos is like a ghetto.
After that, Victoria Land.
Hold on. Did you say Lagos is like a ghetto?
Yes, now. It's like
and you said you were born and grew up in Lagos.
Compared with where I live in Udine. Put it Udine in Italy, in the northeast, it's very close to Austria, and go and check even their village.
Compared to Austria, how many countries on this planet is not a ghetto compared to Austria? I've been to Austria. I've been to Vienna.
My brother, Austria. Have you been to Austria?
I've been to Austria. I spent for the weekend. I was in Vienna. for a weekend, I think a few years ago.
One man live this. I'm telling the truth. Lagos.
Any country is a ghetto compared to Austria.
That's why you can talk. But look at Lagos. Look at Lagos. For how many years you are proud? I'm Lagos. Tinubu,
right.
What did he do?
All right. Well, you know what he has done.
Jokande was even more than if he did more than even that Tinubu. That Jokande you are talking about.
I don't think so, you know. But okay, thank you, Obodo. But because of the
Tinubu took Lagos just like a country, just like his own.
All right. Obodo, thank you.
Okay, thank you, my brother.
All right. It's for I want to hear more from you, but because of the pressure of time, that's why I'm thanking you.
No problem. Well, just come back from work.
All right. If you can come in the evening, we have more time.
Okay,
so thank you, Obodo. So that's Obodo that came flexing with his chest. You know, I don't know why people are not dressing up now. I had to tell Solomon to put on a shirt yesterday, but that's Obodo today now. But so hold on. Thank you. No, thank you. So, but a man that is always properly suitably suited and booted, the presentation that is Mr. Gomez. So, Mr. Gomez, we have your company. Let's hear from you. Unmute.
Congratulations to Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. He proved that he's a master politician by winning the primaries. No one gave him a chance to win, but he won. So you can't take that away from him. Is he going to win the general election come to 2023? Of course not. The incoming president of Nigeria is still going to be a northerner in a full animal called Atiku, unfortunately. But I think Atiku has more to give the country than Buhari ever did. Buhari is a below par president. And a lot of people around him that knew what they were up to. But there's something that you always talk about that I totally unsubscribe to. And I think Tuna just said that yesterday. I don't see where you come up with this corrupt person in Buhari. Buhari doesn't show an ounce of corruption about him. But obviously, if you've been in power as long as he has people he can call upon when he needs favor. So that's how I see that. Was if ever fit to be president of Nigeria, one of the most complex countries in the world? Of course not. So that's my position on that. Atiku Tinubu is going to be an amazing election. And I'm praying that God give me life to witness what's going to come out of it at the end of the day. That's why I called, actually.
All right, brilliant. So yes, we've not had the chance to document your take on what transpired. We've been seeing you in the comment section, but you've come on the stream to say, okay, this is your position.
But my heart is still broken whenever I think about that. How this bandits, for lack of a better word, came to our war and killed my people.
Look how quickly we have moved on from there.
Yeah, it's one of the saddest things I've ever seen in my lifetime. It reminds me of what happened, like I said, when this happened in America, where a white man went to a church, fellowship with some African Americans, and killed 12 of them. This reminds me of that, but the one in Nigeria even beats me because it's closer to home. I'm so sad about that. And man, they're so rest in peace. It breaks my heart. I couldn't stop crying when I saw that. I'm still crying every time I think about it. But let me let you get on with your show.
I'm almost having the thought to be commemorating that day annually, because it's a seminal moment in Yoruba land. We've had atrocities, but we've never really had that just full-blown smash attack. So maybe we want to document that as the beginning.
But you see, but unfortunately, I don't want to sound like a prophet of doom, but it's the start. It's going to happen. I can see them doing the same thing in Lagos very soon. They've got sleeper cells all over. I hear from Lekki all the way to Epe. All the forests are occupied by these people. They're just waiting for the instruction to go and do whatever they want to do. Something needs to be done. These people they need to be flushed out. We can't allow that to happen in Nigeria. They're taking over our space. You call people in Nigeria these days, they're so scared. They don't know what's going to happen. You know, they see how Northerners, they're scared. You know, what kind of country is that? You know, we need a president who's going to, that's one thing I think Tinubu could do. That man is an Agbero to the core. The chief Agbero of Lagos Island. You know, he's not going to allow this nonsense, but there's a plan. The plan is to hand over to another Northerner. And everybody can take that.
Well, you know, you say that, but haven't seen the tenacity of Tinubu play out just in this cameo that we saw at the convention. It'll be a bad bet to bet against him, you know, because he will fight it to the last drop.
No, Ajale Koko said it yesterday. No matter how popular you think Tinubu is, and he's a very popular person because he's a typical Lagosian. He's a happy-go-lucky person. You know, he's a free man. I mean, he likes to give money. That's the kind of person he is. I mean, I'm a Lagosian. I know his mindset. But having said that, if you think that a northerner in the north of Nigeria would vote for Tinubu against Atiku, then you don't understand the mindset of these people.
No, you know? I think it's too early to make that call.
It's just that call.
When we get into the politics of it, because we have to know the tone of politics.
What man? I totally, absolutely disagree with you. That call is as easy as me saying I need to use the restroom and I need to go do number one. They would never do that. The Northerners don't have that kind of mindset. They would not do that. This never happened and it will not happen. I'm telling you that.
All right.
It won't.
Well,
it won't.
You know,
they're very tribal.
I'm sure you'll be around when things start to unfold.
I am praying that I'm around so I could tell you. Didn't I tell you so? But don't let me take the space. Let someone else take over.
All right. Thank you. Always good to hear from you, Alexander.
Thank you, sir.
So that's Alexander then coming in to make a categorical statement. So we go on to Ajanle Koko to land on Joe. So Ajanle Koko, are you there, or do you want me to go to Joe first? Ajanle Koko.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, brilliant. So always good to have you, Ajanle Koko. So now events unfurling. The one that caught me off guard the most, African whatever it is bank. We're calling it bank. Nobody knows who they are. African Democratic Party. They call themselves ADC. The only thing that is happening in this sleepy, dusty, sort of middle of nowhere party is the fact that MOGHALU has gone to join them. But what have they done? They've thrown him in the bin. So what are you then making of MOGHALU not being able to secure the presidential ticket of the African Democratic Party? Does that catch you? Does that catch you off guard?
No, it does not catch me off guard. I'm not surprised at all that they couldn't give it. He's not an upright guy. He's not. He's not a guy that I don't see him as somebody that can build anything. So, and that is why he failed. This guy formed his party in 2019 or 2018, and he contested in 2019 presidential election. Yeah, they didn't win. So all of them did not win, but at least they sent a message to all Nigerians, particularly the youth, that yes, they can shape them. They sent a message that yes, they really want to lead the youth into this game of politics. But what did he do after then? After losing the election, he abandoned his party. And since then, I've looked at cannot build, and it's just an opportunity looking for where he can reap. He's looking for where he can reap, where he did not sow. And that is why he ran to ADP. And now the results show to us that it's a failure when it comes to the political game. He doesn't know how it plays. He doesn't want to. He's not a consistent politician, and he doesn't know how to play the game at all. So I'm not surprised, and that's when you have people like this that cannot stick to one position, that want to jump from pillar to pole. This is what happened to them. So a similar thing is happening.
Ajanle Koko, you are breaking off a bit. I'm assuming you're on the motorway again.
Oh yes, I'm driving. So
yeah.
That's why I'm not surprised with Peter Obi too, facing a similar problem at Labour Party. People that jump from pillar to pole, this is what happened to them. So you should just go and see what you can do. Maybe you should go and align with Showore, and they can do it together, you know. So that's why
Showore takes the AAC at ticket, so that's formal. That was done today. We streamed it live. So do you want to respond to that? Your man, he now has his boots back.
Oh yes, Showore has shown to us that he's a consistent guy. He's a man that stands by what he believes in. He's a true leader and a true fighter for the people of Nigeria. He formed a party. He stick with that party. He never left that party. He never, surrendered his party. The government tried everything within their capacity to take the party from him. He fought for it. He fought hard, went to court, and took his party back from them. That is a fighter. That is a person that I see, particularly the youth, should line behind, should carry his flag high. That is a person that I see the youth around him all the time. And those people around him all the time are leaders, future leaders of those countries. Don't let I mean, don't let us even call them future leaders. Let's call them the real leaders that need to take their place in that country today. They are brilliant, they are smart, they are well educated. They are not dumb people. They are people that have seen that this country is not working well, and they are trying to fight to take their country back. That is the guy that we should be, lying behind and taking to that #1 seat. So Showore did well. We congratulate him, and I hope that our youth can come to their senses, and then put all this nonsense sentiment aside, following shouting Obi here and there. I remember what one of our man said some days ago. Vin from Ghana said, "A friend of a thief is a thief." Peter Obi is a friend to all these corrupt politicians, so he's part of them. He does not deserve to be voted for. Yes, he can chant. Yes, he can be talking economists that we want to do this. But he did not participate.
Ajande Koko, what's it called? Showore has started off at his acceptance speech. He launched immediately at the field, and he paid particular attention to Peter Obi, questioning all of that record that people come and vaunt all the time, that he did X, Y, Z, and ABC in Anambra State. All of that, Showore is put into question. I hope you heard him. So he's actually launching frontally. He's launching frontally at the Peter Obi space, because he knows that Peter Obi is also in his space, because they are both looking at the same demography. So what are you making then of that move to just go for Peter Obi at the throat?
That's a good move, because Peter Obi now is charging up some of our youth, particularly from the east, that are following Obi on tribal line. Huh?
I said that are easily led. Yeah, go on.
Yes, following him and chanting Obi based on tribal line, but couldn't even analyze and try to know who Obi is and where he's coming from. Obi has moved in and out of PDP twice. He first of all started with PDP. He ran out of PDP. He went to ABGA. He governed as governor for ABGA. He abandoned ABGA. He moved to PDP again, and he was favored by Atiku as a presidential vice president. He failed election. Now he contested this time around, but because he knew he was going to fail, he ran out of PDP again, and he jumped to a party that he doesn't have anything. It doesn't. Its ideology does not. His own ideology is in contrary to that of Labour. All in just an effort to pursue a selfish interest. This is what our people should know. Comparing him and Showore is more consistent, more stable, and he believes in his own thing, and he's very consistent. He fights on the street, he sticks with his party, and if you go on his website and look at all what this guy have as his vision for Nigeria, you know that yes, this guy, if all the youth line behind him and they support him, he can really transform this country. To transform this country, it is the youth that can do it. And Showore have them around him all the time. So the youth should join Showore in doing this, and not Obi that has been a friend to politicians all this while, and just because he's desperate to pursue his own ambition, and people are lining and joining and making noise about him as if he has anything to offer. He's a friend to thieves for so many years, and I believe he cannot be exonerated as we can't exonerate him in thievery as well. So we should just we should just get it right. Showore has challenged him now. If he's ready to put the record straight, he should go and debate Showore and let us see who is really genuine between two of them.
And that is recorded in Anambra. People are going to interrogate it more now. It's not about making up, whether it's true or false. I'm not going to say it's made up, but people are going to interrogate him more. And that is right, of course, for people to do that.
Yeah, that is the space Showore is trying to open up. Let him come on the debate ground to debate Showore, to show if Showore has challenged him now. He should come and put his record straight. If he's so confident of what he said he did and the record he have as per the way he governed Anambra State. So Showore is the man as far as I'm concerned. And I want to urge everybody, all the listeners around the world, that is the guy we need to support. That is him and the youth around him that can quickly take this country out of this problem that Nigeria is facing through. The economic problem, the political problem, the insecurity, the security problem, and every other problem that we are going through. Showore and these young people can do the job. All this crazy old crap have nothing to offer that country, as well as Obis, who is among them, who is one of them, Let us take him out of the way and let's follow Showore. That's my mind.
All right, brilliant. Well put, Ajanle Koko. So Ajanle Koko, for reasons of time, let's hear from Joe as well. But before I come to you, Joe, let me implore the people listening. We're trying to push, as you know, we're pushing hard on the like button and the subscriptions. And you are seeing the impact because it's pushing our viewership so aggressively up. That's why we are pushing it so hard. So if you have no objection to clicking on the like button, then you have every reason to do it because that supports the platform for all of the reasons that I've explained and will continue to explain. So please click on the like button. We want it to be as high as possible. We want 150 likes at least as a starting base for this. We have well in excess of 200 people. So if you all click on like, then we'll hit our target very easily. And if you are not already subscribed, please correct that as well. This is the go-to platform for everything Nigerian political and all of that. And if you don't believe me, the quality of persons that you have been listening to are certainly adduces to that. So let's go to Joe then, who joins us. And Joe, let me take you to the space of, or let me start you from which of the topic especially do you want to speak about? Joe, unmute yourself. Yeah, so Joe, yeah, to you, yeah.
Good afternoon, one man. And,
good afternoon, yeah.
Other contributors. Well, I can speak on the Peter Obi then briefly, and also about what happened in our war.
So, yes. So sorry. Let me just build it up for you. The Peter Obi narrative is that he has the ticket for Labour Party, of course, but yes. Labour Party is factionalized, and another faction now has another presidential candidate. So they're still in court on that matter. So as it stands now, Labour Party has two presidential candidates, and Showore is questioning the credentials that people are vaunting about Peter Obi, that it is not vested in truth. And for the our place, they have made it the attribution now to ISWAP. So yeah, all of that, Joe.
Yeah, I heard it this morning about Peter Obi. But one thing I know is most of those factions will fizzle out. Just because if you look at what happened in Osun, that you have different conventions. Look at what happened in Lagos, like those that says take it back. At the end of the day, they just have to mellow down, because if you look at the other guy that was raised at the aspirant, that is for Labour, is actually under Peter Obi before.
And Willie Obiano.
Yes, and exactly. So eventually, the Labour has already spoken. That is the one that is recognized by INEC, has spoken that they only have one presidential aspirants. So I'm very sure they will all fizzle out because one has to be recognized. So.
And to rest attack on Peter Obis' record.
Yeah, sincerely, when it comes to debate, I hope they will be able to come to debate, presidential debate. That will really help to unravel a lot of things in that area. Because looking at Peter Obi, most things that he has said he did, the amount that he left and so on, there were a lot of people in the government sector that have actually debunked that. So it will be easier to be able to come to maybe a debate, and that can be shredded. So I believe not all of them, because all the politicians, they can just say, just like if you listen to Amechi the other day, when they were about to vote, you see all the things he said he has done here and there, which most of them were not even true. So I believe if they can come to that table and debate on it, then we'll be able to know the truth. So, yeah. Then,
yes,
okay.
And the attribution of the incident in Awoto is what?
Yeah, I listened to the debate in the parliament here. They debated or they talked about it for almost 50 minutes. So I listened to it, and you see what they have done, or what the government, the UK government, have learned, unfortunately, from the Nigerian government, is that it's just a religious war. And so in that case, they were just talking about Christian and Muslim, but and then they mentioned the Fulani herders. So, and as a result, it really mellowed down the potency. So, because I think it was only just one MP that mentioned anything about terrorism. Others were just saying bandit, Fulani, herdsmen. So you
know why they are doing that?
Yeah.
They are doing that because if they acknowledge that it is terrorism, then they'll have to take a position. But if they try and paint it as something that is localized within the country, then they'll just leave it as a matter for Nigeria. So they don't want to get involved, is what they are saying. They know what's going on. I'm sure they know.
Yeah, they do, because some of the MP were saying that they were there last week. Some said, "Oh, I was in Nigeria 2 weeks ago," and someone asked a question. One of the MPs said, "All right, we've had you." That was the deputy speaker. That we've had you, but this is the same thing that you people said 2 years ago. This was the same that you said 3 years ago that government is doing. That where do you get your information from? And the deputy speaker said, "Yeah, well, from the High Commission, that is in Nigeria, that woman, and then from the government."
Katrina Liang.
Yes, and then from the government. So which means it's not balanced. And you see, to be sincere, it's only that of Owo that was reported. Do you know the same day, on the 5th, there was an attack in Kaduna?
Yes, a church.
In fact, this morning, I heard it from Press Review that they used helicopter to attack.
Yes, it's in the news. They used it to drop the killers, is what they're saying.
Yeah, no, they said that roughly about 150.
Helicopter.
I'm telling you, in
where did they get helicopter from?
Let me sorry, give me the window. Let me bring you what you're saying.
Okay.
It says hold on, Ajalekoko. It says terrorists allegedly deploy helicopter, kill 32 in southern
Yes, 32.
Kaduna. It says the national president of Adara Development Association, Awimi, I won't attempt his last name, on Wednesday, said terrorists were allegedly deployed said terrorists who allegedly deployed a helicopter killed over 30 persons during an attack in Adara community in the southern part of Kaduna. The gentleman who addressed journalists said the attackers razed buildings, including the evangelical church winning all parish in the area. So yes, essentially what you've just said, Joe.
Yeah, because what happened is they came with about 150 motorcycles, and they raided about 4 villages in that Kajuru. So the young ones, they tried to repel them. As they were repelling them and they were gaining success, then all of a sudden, an helicopter just showed up and started firing. So as a result, most of them just ran for safety. And that was how they were able to raise down, the foot soldiers were able to raise down the whole community. So it's not just for helicopter to drop food or to drop, the helicopter was firing ammunition. So I think it wasn't really well reported, unlike the one in Owo. So that is to tell you that we don't know where we are going anyway. I doubt it, because
we're in big trouble.
Serious trouble. Serious one.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I don't know if it was on this platform that a guy said he has worked as a forest guard. I don't know. Maybe it was another platform, and he described what you will see in the forest, that they are all over, and one of the things that people don't think about is, they say, oh, Fulani is the head of immigration, Fulani is the head of police, and so on, that they never look at who is the head of forestry. That is actually Fulani, that they do patrol maybe 2 or 3 times a week, that sometimes what they meet in the bush, in the forest, you must not disclose it in the office. That if you do, possibly that particular week, you may be transferred to another place, or you may just be grounded in the office to just be looking at papers. So I think more trouble may really be coming.
Yes, they are on a conquest mission. I think it's absolutely, and that is known and is playing out publicly.
Yeah, and that is what
it's like going slowly towards an accident, and you're seeing it,
and that is what British government is trying to avoid or to mention by saying it's what do you
localized
religious? Yes, that is just a religious war. So they even mentioned that of what happened in Jerusalem, that the same day an attack was also happened in Israel. But I don't think it's religious. It's more of conquest.
Yeah. Okay, speak briefly, Joe, on the Kingsley Moghalu situation. One of my personal favorites, I have to say. I've always liked
you see, it's quite unfortunate that those young ones that are bold enough to come out, they also not humble enough to be able to merge together. I mean, in the likes of Showore, Moghalu, and other ones.
Durotoye, etc.
Yeah, Durotoye, and so because if they, like now, I had was it Obodo was saying that Peter Obi will clear all the youth I was just smiling where I
It's
was
on a
because
different planet, isn't
I
it?
think it's a tall order. It's just a dream.
It's daydreaming. But
Daydreaming.
sorry, Joe. But you see, this is what really concerns me because the narrative around Peter Obi, I see it as somewhat akin to the narrative around Nnamdi Kanu. It's far-fetched, it's fanciful, it's a flight of fancy sort of narrative. Its embellishment is storytelling, and it's thump-thumping and war chanting. It's a nonsense, a lot of it, as you heard, but this is how it's going to go. It's a real opportunity, but they're going to ruin it with all this yam that they always do.
I think is a bit overrated. Just like if you look at the vice president, to be sincere, nobody was even thinking of Amechi to come second. They were thinking, everybody was thinking, oh, it's going to be Oshibajo that will come first. But because he was overrated, when you look at the opinion polls, he was usually ahead or used to be ahead now. But at the end of the day, he came third. So in that of Peter Obi narrative, we just realize that not just like that man said the Igbos are Republican, but
what does that mean? What does that mean? Because that seems to be a new thing that they've latched onto.
It's a narrative they always use that they are one man mopo. But to be sincere, that is what is their, if I may put it that way, that is their downfall actually, because they don't want to work together, and it was so glaring. That is why I was looking at it that you'll be shocked that not everybody in Southeast will even vote for him, because if you look at what happened under PDP, in the East, that is in Southeast, they were having close to 100 delegates, and there were two Igbo candidates there, or aspirants. I was expecting that those two will even share the candidates, but to my
the delegates from the Southeast,
to my surprise, I saw only 15 for the two of them, one for 14 for Pius Ayim, and just one for the other guy. So that is to tell you that they still have a long way to go.
Sorry, but Joe, does that not then defeat that narrative of treachery by the Southwest? So you are saying the Southwest are standing in your way because it's your turn. Okay, no. You are saying that, but even your own kinsmen, they are not voting for you. So does that not destroy that?
No, definitely.
At least if all of them voted for the Southeast, then it adds to the argument that they were betrayed. But even you don't believe in yourself, and you're asking others to believe in you.
Yes, that actually defeats.
Is it not Dika Kalu that was promoting the presidential? No, it was for Lawan.
Ahmed Lawan. Yes.
Yes. When there's another Igbo man, what is the name of that minister for? No. This other one, this
Onu.
Yeah. When that one is there,
ridiculous, isn't it?
It's ridiculous.
You don't believe in yourself, and you're asking others to believe in you.
You want to blame others for your failure.
Yes, if you listen to Kanu,
and it's only Yoruba they want to target. Oh, Yoruba did it for Yoruba did it for Yoruba did that for us.
The real thing.
They asked him that will he still go into the race? He said only if the Southwest decide to step down. That is the likes of Tinubu and co. And I was wondering, you are promoting someone, Ahmed Lawan, and you said you are still in the race. The guy really asked him so many questions that you just see that he was lying on many things. And he got angry about it several times. So to the extent that there was a time they have to just stop the broadcast and they came back again. So to be sincere, I think they still don't know how to play that. For we can see what happened during Tinubu time. Well, we may say he bought even the aspirants, but some people were never bought. They said, "No, I will stand by what I have done, by my conviction." And some decided, for instance, the Ekiti State governor decided that, okay, I will give my vote to this man. Another one, I will even Rabiu. But if it is, for instance, if you have about six aspirants from Igbo land, I tell you, all of them will contest. And that is how they are going to share all their votes. So for Peter Obi, he's a man I love because he is still young. He's still in the generation, not in the generation of the old, of the vultures. But I don't think he can become the president. I doubt. Not now. If he was still, well, we may not say that because like the Tinubu and the likes, I think they are running their last race anyway.
Yeah, but the next generation, you see, they went by the time Tinubu and all these kind of people, by the time they've ended, the generation of people like Moghalu, people like Peter Obi, they will be out of play. So it will leapfrog their generation to generations like Showore, and so it's going to skip his generation almost certainly. It was, and because Yemi Osinbajo is also in that age bracket and generational do. So it's going to skip all of them.
Yemi Osinbajo is 65.
Yes.
So, for instance, the Peter Obi, assuming he stayed in PDP, and
I think Obis is 60 something too.
Yeah, it's about 60, 61. Right. Yeah.
So possibly this one that Atiku is looking for who to pick, it could have been the easy one.
It's very, very easy.
And if he comes, assuming Atiku wins, then there is that very chance that it will come to Igbo landness. That is, it will come to Southeast. But with this now, Atiku may likely pick, because I had it this morning in the news, that he may likely pick Wike. And if that is the case, which means Tinubu pick someone from the north. Anyway,
then they have no political relevance for 8 years.
For 16 years.
Yeah.
The way I look at it, more 16 years or more. So that is just it.
It's just schoolboy error, isn't it? And to be fair, it is their turn. The next president in 2023 should be an Igbo man. But I don't know, man. What do I know?
It should be their turn, but they won't come frontally. They can't agree together. And apart from that, they also need to learn because politics is different from business. Yes, you may have that business acumen, but it's different from politics. If you look at Tinubu, I know money really went into it, but we also talk about structure. He said his acceptance address, he said he was lying down like a cat, pretending to be dead or to be sleeping. he will roar like a lion. So if you look at someone like that,
do you find him a little bit lousy? Tinubu is a lousy guy. He's somewhat lousy, isn't he?
Well, and he is, because for him to tell the whole of Osun State that you don't have my money, I think that is That is an extra. Is to extra. That, oh, you don't have my money.
Yeah, that's arrogancy,
very, very
nonsense.
arrogant.
And he did that in his speech.
He called PDP termites.
He displayed that arrogancy as well in the speech, in the nonsense speech, poorly delivered speech that he delivered on that day. It's just.
Do you blame him or his handlers?
Well, including him, because even what he put on the Instagram about what he is going to do in the next 4 years if he comes in. I was watching Arise News today, the way they shredded everything, talking about growth, 12% growth. And in fact, the analyst said, even China, they are within 6%. The highest in the last 20-something is even 7%, which was within Yar'Adua's short time. Obasanjo was 6%. Now it's 0.8%. So what are we talking? And you just said, oh, you will go to 12%. Then
it's possible though, but I don't know. Maybe because of time, but I think it's possible.
Well,
if you remove insecurity and you focus the income of the country, you know that 12% is from a low base.
But so what are we exporting? Is there anything we are exporting?
We're exporting oil, we're exporting food, we're exporting fertilizer, we're exporting everything. There's nothing we're not exporting. We're not a mono economy.
Yeah, but if you look at most of the like agricultural products, I don't know, the one we buy here, African food, is there any of them that you can say comes from Nigeria?
I would say most of them do.
No, Ghana. Like yam comes from Ghana.
So then that's a space. That's a space that we can open.
So most of them come from Ghana. So they have to. Though he said he's going to rejig the what do you call that board? Is a
commodities board.
Commodities board or something that is going to rejig it. Then he's going to regional police. Is going to go into regional police.
That's a matter of necessity, isn't it? In fact, anybody that comes in must do that.
If they don't, then so that is about security. Is that security will fizzle away? But I don't know how you can just dismiss that with a wave of.
Because the insecurity in Nigeria is a matter of political will. It's not a matter of the country being overrun. Anybody that is intent on fixing it will fix it.
You are right. So hopefully we see how it goes.
All right, brilliant. Well put, Joe. So thank you, Joe. Everybody always delights in hearing from you. You must join us more often because anytime you do join us, everybody is in rapt attention. So
the point is sometimes I may be at work when you have the afternoon session and the night one.
It's too late for you.
Yeah, sometimes it may be too late. Like now, I'm actually doing something, but I said, "Oh no, I have to join this."
All right, no, join us when you can. Don't disrupt your schedule, but join us when you can. So that's Joe and Ajanle Koko. So Ajanle Koko, do you want to say a quick word before I shut it down?
Yeah, we just emphasize on that the call that for our youth not to follow this noise all over the place. They should support Showore. Is the one that can lead them well. Is not the friend to politician. Is not a waka about man that has jumped from one party to the other. Is the most stable, is the only one that can see as a visionary among them all, that have seen it right from the beginning. He refused to align with them. A lot of people have forced him. They have called, oh, you need to go and align with this thing. That guy said, no, I'm not aligning with criminals. I'm not aligning with people that does not love that country. Even on the issue of him teaming up with MOGHALU and Turotoye, where are they today? So it is Tourette's stability and his consistency that shows that he is the only one. Where is Turotoye today? Where is MOGHALU today?
Turotoye is back on the pulpit.
So
dancing choir girls. It's chasing choir girls again.
Where is Madam Okwesili? All of them are not. They can't look to rescue Nigeria from the hand of this criminal. You need a person with a lion hand that can stand in front of them and say it the way it is and challenge them. And it's only Showoreka that can do that. Right. I'm urging our people, our youth across the country, look at him, join this guy, abandon your Peter Obi. His vote cannot get him to anywhere. It's just going to be a disruption, and we achieve nothing. It's just like the issue of Nnamdi Kanu, the way the youth from the East are shouting Nnamdi Kanu. Then the same thing, all of them are jumping on what do you call it?
Peter Obi.
Peter Obi now. What a contradiction. What a contradictory position right there. You say Biafra nation, now you are jumping on somebody that believe in Nigeria, that want to be Nigerian president. So we have to think, right, what do you want to do? But Obi is Showore is the man. Let's go for him. Let me give them a song before we leave. All if right. You want to marry a husband, never you marry a waka about. If you marry a waka about you, tomorrow trouble. So wahala. Obi na trouble. So forget about Obi. Just go for Showore and let's fight it once and for all. And we will build a better future for the coming generation. Our youth, our young ones, our children, for them to have a better future. Showore is the man that can do it for him. Not Obi. It's part of them. It's part of the thief. And you cannot exonerate him. He's been playing it along with them. He invested in this corrupt democracy, in corrupt PDP, invested there. He has been dining and whining with them. Forget about him. Let's go for Showore. Thank you, one man. Thank you, Mr. Joe.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. A real delight. I especially liked how we ended with you, gentlemen. You know, real serious people talking serious matters, which is exactly what the platform is meant to be. People who know what they're talking about and willing to share it. So that's what the platform is, and that is what you've just digested. So like, share, and subscribe. We are pushing that hard. So if you haven't clicked on the like button, then please make sure you've done that. If you're not already subscribed, then please do the right thing. All of that and everything will reconvene for 9:35 UK time, where I'll present you an even more potent, if that possible, panelist to talk about even more important matters. Be here or be square. One man went to mow, the eagle departs. Peace. Thanks, Joe. Thanks,
yeah, thanks. Bye.